So sutras are leading to something very deep about ourselves. The first sutra is Atha Yoga Anushasanam, and now the treatise of yoga. And the first word Atha is there in other sutras also. Like Brahma Sutra also starts with the same word, and now. This word and now is very, very significant. And now the treatise of yoga, the discipline of yoga, or the science of yoga. And why the word now is so important. Unless you come to the very present, it's impossible actually to know anything. As we are very much used to either live thinking about the past, or brood over the past, or think about the future. Thereby, we skip a very important moment, which is the moment of existence, which is the very present. Unless we come to the very present, we will not be able to understand what is going on inside ourselves. So that is the significance of the word. And now he is calling us to come to the very present. And then the discipline of yoga will be revealed. And we have to look a little bit about the now. As I said, we most of the time thinking about the past, or we may be thinking or planning about the future. This is how the human life is going. Thereby, we skip a very important moment, which is the basic moment of existence. Thereby, we miss a lot of things. One needs to have a tremendous attention to be in the very present. Unless we are in the present, we may not be able to know anything. So how to come to the present? What is this present? Time is a continuum. In the continuum, the only time that is active, that is going on, is the now. It's the very present. The existence is happening in the present. It is neither happening in the past nor happening in the future. But the human mind is mostly, as I said, living in the past or maybe planning for the future. Thereby, we don't get into the very present at which the existence is moving on. We are trying to understand the existence, how this existence is working in us, and how we can cross the existence, or how we can get into the absolute existence, how it is related with time. That's an exploration a yoga student has to really do and understand. Then we understand the significance of the now. Unless we come to the now, we will not be able to understand. So that is the reason why Patanjali is asking us to be in the now, in the very present. Our psychological time is moving with thought. Thought moves in time. From where the thought is coming? Thought is coming from the memory. Memories are the retentions of the past. Everything that we have seen, heard, and understood are there in the memory. So the memory gets stimulant of some reason. And when the memory is stimulant, the time starts to move. The psychological time starts to move. In the present, actually, it indicates that the past is there. Thought is time in this respect. When the thought moves, the time moves. If thought is not moving, the psychological time doesn't move. That's the relation between thought and time. So when the thought moves, the psychological time starts to move. It is coming from the retentions which are there in the memories. So unless we have the sharpness of observation to see the very beginning moment of thought in our memory, we will not be able to know what is happening in our mind. If we are not having that kind of an attention, sharpness, then the thought takes you and you go with the thought. Then it creates a big story, a big world, and then at the end, you get some pleasure and you get into pain. And you understand pain and pleasure, and then that is stored in the memory, and you leave it. Then the memory is not shown at all until the next thought is popping up. So our psychological time is based on thinking, on thought. That is happening in a present moment of time. The present is lying in that respect as alongside with the production of thought. If you are vigilant and sharp in our observation, we can see the first moment of thought. And that is the present. And we need to have that kind of a sharp focus to understand the very present, which is the base of the psychological time, to understand the psychology of our mind. Patanjali is a great psychologist. He can be considered as the father of Indian psychology. Patanjali's Yoga Sutra is a basic psychology work. It is studying about the mind.